Function f is a quadratic function. The graph of y equals to f of x in the xy plane has a vertex at -7, 14 and passes through the point -4, -31 and has a y-intercept at 0, a. The graph of 3 times f of x has a y-intercept at 0, b. What is the positive difference between a and b? Okay, to get the positive difference between a and b, we need the y-intercept of the graph of the given function f of x and also the y-intercept of another function 3 times f of x. They are 0, a and 0, b. Once we get these 2 points, we can know the values of a and b and we can get the positive difference between a and b. Okay, now let me consider the given quadratic function f of x. We can write this quadratic function f of x in standard form, that is f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. Okay, to get the y-intercept of this quadratic function, that is 0, a, we need to know the function first. For that, we need the values of the unknown constants a, b and c over here. And we have 2 points on the graph of this function f of x. One is a vertex and other one is this point. Okay, using these 2 points, it's not possible to get 3 unknown constants a, b and c using Desmos. If I want to get 3 unknown constants in the function, I need 3 points on the graph. Okay, so what we can do is we can use some other idea. Since we have this quadratic function in standard form, there is a formula to get the x-coordinate of the vertex. The formula is we have to take negative sign, consider the coefficient of x, that is b. It has to be divided by 2 times the coefficient of x square, that is a. So this is a formula to get the x-coordinate of the vertex of the graph of this quadratic function, that is the vertex of the parabola. But already we have the vertex of the parabola, that is a -7, 14, in which the x-coordinate is -7. So it must be equal to -7. Let's solve for b in this equation. Let's multiply both sides of the equation by 2a. When I do so, this 2a will cancel out. I am getting negative b equals to -14a. Let's multiply both sides of the equation by -1. Then I am getting b equals to 14a. Okay, now we can plug in this 14a for b in the given quadratic function. And also there is an information y equals to f of x. So we can replace this f of x by y. Then we get y equals to ax square, and for b we can plug in this 14a. Then we have a positive 14ax, a positive c. Now in this quadratic function we have only 2 unknown constants a and c. So using these 2 points on the graph of the given function, we'll be able to get the values of the 2 unknown constants a and c. Then the quadratic function will be complete. Okay, let's take the 2 points, given 2 points in Desmos. Go to table. Let me take the first point, that is -7, 14. The second point, -4, -31. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to take this quadratic function in Desmos. And my aim is not to get the graph of this quadratic function. My aim is to get the values of the unknown constants a and c. In that case, I have to take this y as y1, and instead of equals sign I have to use tilde sign, and for x I have to use x1 in Desmos. Okay, now let me take this function or equation in Desmos, that is y1, then tilde sign, a times x1 square positive 14a times x1 positive c. Here I got the values of the constants a and c. A equals to -5 and c equals to -231. Okay, now y equals to, for a we can plug in -5, then we get -5x square. When I plug in -5 for a over here, we have the product positive 14 and -5. So when I multiply positive 14 and -5, I am getting -70, that is -70x. Then the value of c is -231. Okay, here I got the given quadratic function. Now when I plug in x equals to 0 into this quadratic function, I can get the y-intercept, that is 0, a. Okay, let me plug in x equals to 0 into this one. Then I'm getting y equals to, when I plug in x equals to 0, it will become 0, it will become 0. We get y equals to -231. So the y-intercept of the given quadratic function is 0, -231. But the question says the y-intercept of the given quadratic function is 0, a. When I compare 0, a and this one, at the place of a, I am getting -231. Okay, here we got the value of a. Now let's get the value of b. For that, let's consider the information we have over here. That is the function 3 times f of x has a y-intercept at 0, b. Let me take the function 3 times f of x. Okay, to get the y-intercept of this function, we have to plug in x equals to 0. Then we get 3 times f of 0. This f of 0 represents the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the given quadratic function f of x. Already we got the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the given quadratic function, that is negative 231. So this negative 231 is the value of f of 0. Then we have 3 times, we can plug in this value for f of 0. Let me write it over here. 3 times negative 231 is negative 693. Here I got the y-coordinate of the y-intercept of the function 3 times f of x. Now we can write the y-intercept as a point, that is 0 comma negative 693. So this is the y-intercept of this function. But the question says the y-intercept of this function is 0 comma b. When I compare this 0 comma b and this one, at the place of b, I am getting negative 693. Let me write over here, b equals to negative 693. Here I got the values of both a and b. Now let's get the positive difference between a and b. Okay, let's use Desmos. Since we have to get the positive difference, we can take absolute value. Then the value of a is negative 231. Since we get the difference, we have to take a negative sign, and then we have to take the value of b, that is negative 693. Let me close the parentheses. Okay, here I got the positive difference between a and b, 462.